Hi, this is Megan with Project Rise Fitness. In this video series, I'm going to review 3 heart opening poses, which is yogi speak, for opening and broadening the muscles across the front of the chest. Oftentimes at work, as we move about our day, we end up kind of compressing the heart space, overstretching and fatiguing the muscles in the mid-upper back. And so yogis like to spend time heart opening, correcting our posture, broadening the shoulders and drawing the shoulder blades together back and down the back. So the following poses are at-home options that you can visit and play around with to see about kind of opening your own heart and counteracting a lot of the fatigue and stress that sets in after a day at work. So to begin, you're going to take a pillow. It can be a throw pillow if you have one. I happen to have a yoga bolster that I'm going to use. If you have any kind of bolster pillow at home, that would also work wonderfully. Really the intent here is just to prop your spine up higher than your shoulders. So I'm going to bring my hips to the bottom of the bolster, actually in this case sit on the bolster, and then recline my spine back and let my arms flop open. So here my heart is elevated, my spine is supported completely, and I'm going to let my shoulders start to melt towards the floor on either side of the bolster. If there's anything you can do to be a little bit more comfortable in this pose, I would encourage you to do that. Make that adjustment for yourself. Grab as many pillows as you need. But then the work here is to just breathe really deeply into the front half of your torso. Think about lifting your belly button to the ceiling as you inhale. And letting your belly button sink back towards your spine as you exhale. This is quite lovely, quite restorative. You're welcome to stay here for up to 30 deep breaths. If you're pressed for time, spending 10 deep breaths here is enough to start the heart opening process. And then you're going to slowly, when you're done, roll off the bolster. Try not to activate the muscles in your spine. You just kind of flop to the side. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then use the strength of your arms to press yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. We're done with the bolster for now, so you can tip that up and out of the way. The next pose we're going to try and visit is Cobra pose. So you're going to come onto your belly, legs extended back behind you, hips resting on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders, untuck your toes, and then as you breathe in, press gently into your palms and lift your chest. You can see here my shoulders are still kind of pitched forward, so I'm going to counteract that by drawing my shoulder blades together, back and down. Naturally, that kind of lifts my chest a little bit more, but in this case, again, we're engaging the muscles that have been overstretched and broadening the space between our shoulders. Take a couple deep breaths here. If this feels like too much arch in the lower back, you can come down a little bit, maybe resting on your elbows, with the elbows directly under the shoulders, and breathe. The self-adjustment to make here is to slide your shoulders away from your ears and make sure that the space between the front points of your shoulders is as broad as possible. Take a full breath into your belly, let your hips relax, soften the muscles in your glutes and your hamstrings. And then after about 5 deep breaths, slowly lower down. This can also be done as a dynamic stretch with your hands underneath your shoulders, following the cadence of your breath, inhaling to press up, broadening the heart, exhaling to release. If this dynamic stretch works a little bit better for you, inhale as you lift, lower as you exhale, and try that 5 times. Using the breath to kind of open, warm, and mobilize the spine and low back. Again, keeping in mind that the intent here is heart opening, so keep your chest broad. Final stretch is also going to be on your belly, but in this pose, we're going to actually be twisting. So the grounded hand is going to be in a right angle. So shoulder straight, shoulder and elbow in line with each other, elbow and wrist in line with each other. Option A is right here. Some people find it to be a little bit more intense, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, with your arm extended this way. So try both out. and listen to your body. Again, we're looking for a sensation that's manageable, but stimulating without being stressful and anxiety producing for the tissues in your body. So coming back onto your belly, you want to lay your arm out however it works best for you. I like to do the half field goal position. Bring the other hand underneath your shoulder. You're going to bend. In this case, my left hand is on the ground. My right hand is underneath my right shoulder. Bend your right knee, and you're going to twist your belly button open away from that grounded arm. Let your head rest on the ground. Breathe here. Think about softening the muscles in your chest. Let this left shoulder sink towards the floor. And breathe deeply here for 5 deep breaths. Coming out, lead with that right knee. Untwist your hips. Bring your chest back to center. And then we're going to switch sides. I'll show you this from another angle. This time I'm going to lay my right arm down on the ground. Left hand under my left shoulder. And then I'm going to twist open, letting my belly button point away from my grounded arm. And breathe deeply. If this foot doesn't want to find the ground, maybe that's too much twist for you, you can anticipate that. Use this handy pillow as a landing pad for yourself so that you still get the twist, but you don't have to go quite as far to give your foot something to rest upon. 5 deep breaths here. Begin by untwisting the hips. Let that uncoiling continue up the spine. And breathe here. Those are just 3 effective heart-opening poses. If you have any questions regarding flexibility, mobility, and yoga in general, feel free to find me at the gym. Ask any questions that you might have. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope this was helpful. Namaste.